Okay, so here is the Tacoma that I've been fixing up to sell. And I recently put these wheels on. So they are the FN wheels, 5-star, -25 offset. So as you can see, they stick out a little bit, but I really like the fitment. The downside, of course, is that they rub a little bit. So I've done a little bit of trimming in there. And I kind of cut away this front little plastic valance piece. But there's still a little bit of rubbage going on there, so I'm gonna have to move that inner fender well up a little bit. But to help the issue and give myself a little more ground clearance, I thought I would put a leveling kit in it. So just, you know, run a spacer on the front coilover. So I'm gonna do that today. Just thought I'd take some quick measurements first. So what I'm gonna do, I got it on flat ground here, and I'm gonna measure the middle of the wheel. I'm kind of lining it up with the middle of the hub there. So I get kind of center on the flare there. So it looks like 35 1/4 passenger side. Center. Well, it's got the Tacoma lean, I guess. 35 1/2. All right. So I'll mark that down. We'll put this spacer in. It's a 1-inch spacer. So pretty mild, but it's supposed to equate to 2 inches of actual lift due to the geometry of the suspension. So we're at 35 1/4 and 35 1/2 on the passenger side. I'm gonna put those spacers in, and then we'll take another measurement. And I think what I'll do is I'll end up taking that front little valance piece off there, because I think it'll look better without it too, and give me a little more ground clearance. And then I will sort out whether I need to do any more trimming in the wheel wells, because I'm doing a little bit of doing some off-roading this weekend, and kind of want to get rid of the rubbing in the wheel wells. And so I'll kind of put those spacers in, and then reassess, see where I'm at, and see if anything else needs to be trimmed out, or if that fender liner needs to move. All right. Okay, so just one more look at kind of how it sits here. We'll get at it from the side, and you can see that it sits a little lower in the front, more wheel well gap in the back. All right, so just got the spacers put in, and it actually made, I think, more difference than I thought it would, to be honest. So those are in. I took the little plastic valance piece off the front there, so it just kind of gives it more clearance, but also gives it, you know, I think a little more aggressive look on the front end. So yeah, it sits nicely. I'm really happy with it. It looks completely level. So I kind of had my doubts whether, you know, how much it was going to come up and whether it was going to sit just the way I wanted it or not. And I think for, you know, for the money, it made a huge difference. So let's have a quick look here. I measured it before. Okay. All right. So there's the spacers there. You can see them. They're the rough country 2-inch leveling spacers. Get my tape measure in the middle here again. And I have it on the same part of the shop floor and everything, so I get an accurate reading. So this side now is 37 1/4. So yeah, 37 1/4, which is up, yeah, 2 inches. And this side should be 37 1/2, which it is. So they're bang on. It's in the middle of the hub there, so same spot. So yeah, it's bang on. That 1-inch spacer gives it 2 inches of lift in the front. And So if you look at it from the side now, you know, if anything, it's got a little more height in the front, which I like. I like that look. So yeah, like I said, for, you know, for the leveling kit, this does the job. I like it. Also, I was concerned that, you know, I might have to trim a little bit more out, and I didn't do a lot of trimming really. And yeah, it looks like I don't have to. It, you know, it fully clears now. And these are, like I said, these are the 16-inch FN 5 stars, and the tires are 265 75 16s, and these rims are a -25 offset. So, you know, again, they stick out, and I was getting a, you know, decent amount of rubbing before. It was really just the plastic stuff that I had to trim away. It wasn't anything too aggressive like the body mount or anything like that. Yeah, this extra bit of lift in the front not only levels the truck out, but it also, yeah, you avoid having to trim anything else out of the, just a little bit of trimming really, a little bit of plastic on the fender flare there had to be trimmed out, and then taking that front plastic valence skirt piece off. I had that trimmed a little bit, but obviously taking that off now, that's not a factor, and it gives you a little more clearance in the front. I just gave it a quick spray under there with the flat black, and so yeah, I think it gives it a nice simple look, but you know, more aggressive, a little more off-roady, and I like it. I'm digging it. So if you guys are thinking about, you know, doing a leveling kit, you know, this does the trick if this is what you're looking for. The fitment obviously would be, you know, would vary depending on the wheels and tires that you go with, and the amount that you'd have to trim out depending on whether you go with 16s, 17s, you know, 265, 275, 285, all depends, right? But like I said, this one, minimal trimming with this size, and then once I got the spacer in there, everything clears nice. Now I can go full lock, right, left, and there's no rubbing at all. So good to go. I'm happy with it. I'm taking the trailer up this weekend. We're going to an off-road rally, and so gonna hook up the trailer and do a trail ride on Saturday. So we'll kind of put it through the trails and see how she does. So I will, I'll post another video with that a little bit later on, and yeah, hopefully you tune back in for that. So, you know, if you can, like, subscribe, and check out the next video. All right, peace.